chosen ones. They're losing everything for stealing your inheritance. What you do not bring to consciousness will appear in your life as fate. Carl Jung. Welcome back to Spiritual Wisdom, where we dive deep into the truths others are afraid to speak. In today's video, we uncover a powerful revelation that many chosen ones need to hear. Those who tried to steal your divine inheritance are now losing everything. This is not just about karma. It's about energetic justice in motion. If you've ever felt like something was unfairly taken from you, stay tuned, because the universe is restoring what is rightfully yours, multiplied. Are you ready to reclaim your destiny? Drop 7 in the comments if this truth resonates with your soul. And don't forget to like, share, and tell us your thoughts below, because your voice is part of this rising spiritual shift. 1. Karma and divine justice are real. There are moments in life when everything feels unfair, when the people you trusted most betray you, when your light is dimmed so others can shine, when your energy is drained and your gifts are stolen. You didn't see it coming. You never expected the ones you helped to become the very ones who hurt you. But the universe did. It saw everything, recorded everything. And now, in divine timing, justice is being served not through revenge, but through spiritual alignment. Those who stole from you, whether it was your peace, your ideas, your opportunities, or even your time, are now facing the consequences of their actions. What they did in the dark is being exposed in the light. The universe has begun the great rebalancing, and the inheritance they tried to take is returning to its rightful owner, you. You see, karma is not a myth. It's a spiritual law. It doesn't move on human time, but it never forgets an address. When someone interferes with the destiny of a chosen one, they're not just committing a wrong against a person, they're violating divine order. And now, the price must be paid. What once seemed like your loss is now being revealed as your divine protection. What you thought was a setback was simply a setup for a greater comeback. The chosen ones are never truly defeated. You may have been knocked down, but your soul remained untouched. Your purpose never left you. Even in your lowest moments, the universe was preparing your elevation. While others were plotting against you, the universe was preserving you. And now, the shift has begun. Everything that was stolen is being returned not just in equal measure, but multiplied. Your spiritual inheritance is finding its way back to you. The very ones who tried to profit from your pain are now watching their own lives unravel. Their peace is gone. Their blessings are blocked. The energy they once fed off no longer flows because it was never theirs to begin with. It belonged to someone chosen. This is not about vengeance. It's about justice. It's about balance. It's about the truth finally rising to the surface after being buried under lies and manipulation. The light you carry is undeniable. And while they tried to take it, they could never possess it because your light is rooted in the divine. Now is the time to reclaim what's yours, not just materially, but spiritually. Stand tall in the awareness of who you are. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a vessel of divine favor. You carry within you a lineage of wisdom, resilience, and spiritual fire. You have been tested, but not broken. Purified, not punished. Prepared for greatness, not forgotten. Let those who tried to steal your inheritance face their own lessons. Let the universe handle the justice. Your focus now is on walking into the abundance that was always yours. What's coming to you cannot be stopped because it was written for you before this world even knew your name. Take a deep breath. The war is over. The battle has been won in the spiritual realm. Your peace is being restored. Your path is being cleared. And your inheritance is no longer delayed. It's being delivered. Do you believe in divine justice? If so, comment below, "Karma is real," to affirm your faith in the universe's perfect timing. Let the world know. Truth always comes to light. 2. Stolen wealth becomes a curse. There was a time when they believed they had won. They looked at your struggle, your pain, your silence, and they thought it meant defeat. In their minds, they had taken what belonged to you: your favor, your abundance, your divine inheritance. For a while, it seemed like they were thriving. Money came easily. Opportunities opened. Applause followed them. But what they didn't understand is that when you steal from someone who is divinely chosen, you don't just commit an earthly offense, you invoke spiritual consequences. Now, everything they gained unjustly is slipping through their hands. No matter how hard they try to hold on, it's falling apart. Their businesses are failing, their relationships are in turmoil, and the peace they once faked so well has disappeared entirely. On the surface, they may still smile, still post, still pretend, but behind closed doors, their souls are restless. Because what they thought was success is now being devoured by spiritual debt, and no amount of money, power, or influence can repay that. This is what happens when someone interferes with divine order. As a chosen one, your life carries a frequency that can't be replicated. There is a sacred inheritance written into your spirit, one that includes not just blessings, but purpose, resilience, and spiritual authority. When someone attempts to steal your destiny, they aren't just taking from you, they're offending the source that called you. And the universe, in its perfect timing, always makes sure the truth reveals itself. They mocked you while you were being stripped down. They celebrated while you were learning to survive the storm. But now, the tables are turning. What was once their advantage has become their curse. What they took from you has turned into poison in their own hands, not because you wished harm upon them, but because nothing stolen can ever bring peace. You can't build lasting success on energy that wasn't yours to begin with. And while they fall, you are rising. Your pain was never the end of the story. It was the fire that awakened you. The betrayal, the losses, the silence, it all led to your spiritual awakening. You learned to trust the unseen, to lean into your intuition, to listen to the divine whispers guiding you. You stopped chasing what was never meant for you and began claiming what always belonged to you. And now, your restoration is in motion. Slowly, steadily, you're being elevated not in the way the world defines success, but in the way only the divine can orchestrate. You're becoming stronger, more grounded, more powerful. And those who once laughed at your downfall will have no choice but to witness your rise. You don't need revenge. You don't need to prove anything. The energy will speak for itself. The same people who once stole from you are now facing the weight of what they did. Not because you cursed them, but because the universe is just. And no one escapes divine law. Comment below, "I choose integrity over illusion," if you're ready to attract true, lasting abundance. 3. Your inheritance was never truly lost. If you are listening to this right now, it's not by accident. You are here because you are chosen. And if you've ever felt like your world was falling apart, like everything that was meant for you slipped through your fingers, I want you to pause and breathe, because the truth you're about to hear will bring peace to your soul. Your spiritual inheritance was never truly stolen. It may have looked like it. It may have felt like it. People may have taken credit for your work, manipulated your path, or even tried to tear you down when they saw your light. But what is divinely yours can never be taken permanently. It was only delayed, not denied, protected, not lost, covered by divine timing, not removed from your destiny. Everything that is meant for you is magnetically drawn to your energy. There is a spiritual law at work beyond what the eyes can see and the mind can comprehend. What is aligned with your soul will always return. And when it returns, it won't come back the same. It will come back bigger, stronger, and completely unstoppable. Because you are no longer who you were. You've grown. You've been refined by fire. You've been humbled, stretched, and awakened. And now, you're ready to carry the weight of your divine blessing. The people who tried to steal your inheritance didn't realize they were interfering with something sacred. They thought they could take what was never meant for them and wear it like it belonged. But spiritual inheritance is not something you can grab or fake or manipulate. It is soul-coded, written into the blueprint of your existence. As the ancient scripture says in Isaiah chapter 54, verse 17, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." And that includes the silent ones: jealousy, envy, manipulation, lies. They may have touched parts of your story, but they cannot rewrite your destiny. You see, chosen ones often walk through seasons of loss, isolation, and betrayal because their elevation requires purification. You weren't losing everything, you were being separated from everything that couldn't go with you to the next level. God was never punishing you. He was preparing you, stripping away the false so that only the real could remain. And what remains now is powerful, resilient, radiant, you. The delay you felt wasn't a denial, it was divine alignment. And now, the tables are turning. Everything that was hidden is being revealed. Everything that was held back is being released. You are stepping into a season where your spiritual inheritance is not just being returned, it's being multiplied. You are not going back to what you had before. You are being elevated beyond what you thought possible. Just like Job received double after his suffering, you are being positioned for divine restoration. So do not let bitterness cloud your heart. Do not chase revenge. You don't need to fight for what is already yours. What God has set aside for you, no one can take. Trust that every spiritual lesson, every heartbreak, every delay was a part of your divine preparation. What's coming is sacred. It's yours. And this time, it's coming with a power and purpose that no one can stop. If this message has touched your spirit today, leave a comment of faith. My inheritance is returning to me. What God has for me can never be lost. 4. You don't need to fight back. There comes a time in every chosen one's life when betrayal shakes the foundation of everything we thought we could trust. The very people we opened our hearts to, those we believed were allies, revealed themselves as thieves of our peace, manipulators of our destiny, and enemies of our soul. They tried to take what was never theirs, your inheritance, not just material things, but your spiritual birthright, your calling, your light. And for a moment, it may have looked like they succeeded. But what they didn't realize is this: you're chosen. And when you're chosen, what God has placed on your life cannot be stolen. It can only be delayed, and even that is temporary. The chosen ones don't respond the way the world does. We don't seek revenge, and not because we couldn't strike back, but because we've discovered something more powerful than vengeance: spiritual justice. It moves silently, without spectacle, but when it strikes, it is final. That's why we don't lower ourselves to the frequency of those who hurt us. Instead, we align with a higher realm, knowing that divine justice is already set in motion, even when we see no evidence of it yet. Releasing bitterness is not a sign of weakness. It is the highest form of spiritual strength. It takes great courage to let go of pain, to stop replaying the betrayal, to stop demanding closure from people who never planned to give it. But that release, that surrender, is where your true power begins to rise. Because your peace is your power. It's the invisible armor that shields your soul, clears your path, and brings clarity to your mind. When you protect your peace, you're not avoiding the battle, you're choosing to fight it on a higher level. What's more, there are battles being fought on your behalf that you will never see. Behind the scenes, in the unseen spiritual realm, the universe has already ruled in your favor. Those who tried to block you are now the ones facing blockages. The ones who threw stones are now haunted by their own shadows. You don't have to wish them harm, their actions created their own karma. And you're rising, quietly and powerfully. Because here's the truth: spiritual laws never fail. What a man sows, he shall reap. Every lie they told, every scheme they ran, every time they tried to dim your light, it's all being accounted for. Not by you, but by a force far greater. And while their world unravels, your life is being rebuilt, stronger than before. Let them think they won. Let them laugh now. But what they stole was never really yours to begin with. It was the catalyst for your transformation. They thought they were burying you, but they were planting you. And now, you're growing in places they can't reach, accessing dimensions they can't understand, receiving blessings they'll never taste. So sit back, breathe. Don't rush to correct the narrative. Don't chase what walked away. You don't need to force anything. What's meant for you will always find you. And what was stolen will return multiplied, because that's how divine compensation works. You are protected, you are chosen, and your story is still unfolding. And remember this: when you're walking in your divine purpose, no one can block what heaven has already ordained. They didn't steal your inheritance. They activated it. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom on rising above conflict and embracing the true power of spiritual justice. 5. Their world is falling apart. They celebrated when they thought they had won. When they took what belonged to you, your light, your ideas, your essence, they believed they had succeeded. But what they didn't realize is that no one can steal what was never meant for them. And now, the truth is catching up. Everything that is built on stolen energy eventually collapses. This is a universal law. You're beginning to see it. One by one, the cracks are showing. Financial breakdowns, loss of influence, spiritual emptiness that no material wealth can cover. These are not random misfortunes. They're the consequences of trying to carry a destiny that was never theirs to begin with. You, the chosen one, may have suffered in silence. You may have been left questioning why life seemed to be unfair, why doors closed, and why people who once walked beside you turned away. It felt like a loss, but in truth, it was preparation. You were being set apart. You were not being punished. You were being protected. While they were temporarily rising through manipulation and deceit, you were undergoing a spiritual awakening. The kind of awakening that forges strength in the unseen, that roots your soul deeply into divine wisdom. They took what you carried, but they could never handle the weight of it. That inheritance, your divine calling, your spiritual gift, your unique vibration, was never designed for anyone else. And now, as everything built on illusion begins to fall, you're witnessing a return to justice. Not the kind born from revenge, but the kind born from universal truth. Everything built on stolen energy collapses. It is inevitable. The house of cards they built is falling, not because you wished it, but because spiritual law cannot be bent. You see, favor can't be faked. Divine alignment cannot be stolen. You don't get to wear a crown that doesn't belong to you and expect it to fit. While they were chasing validation, you were being transformed. While they were grabbing what they hadn't earned, you were healing, rebuilding, listening to the voice within. You were learning patience, developing clarity, and growing a foundation that cannot be shaken. That's the power of a true spiritual awakening. It brings you back to yourself, stronger and wiser than before. They're losing everything because they tried to walk a path that wasn't theirs. They tried to live your story, but skipped the struggle. They wanted the glory without the grace. And now, the spotlight they fought for is exposing them. Because light always reveals the truth. And you're rising not with noise, but with quiet power. You're stepping into what was always yours, not just recovering it, but walking in it with a new level of wisdom, gratitude, and strength. This isn't just about getting back what was taken. It's about realizing it was never truly lost, only delayed. Let this be your reminder. What's meant for you can never be taken by someone else and prosper. Your inheritance is spiritual. It's encoded in your soul. It's tied to your purpose. And no matter how far others try to run with it, it will never bring them peace, because peace belongs to the one it was created for. Did this message resonate with you? If so, comment, "It's all coming back," below. Let's stand strong in the truth and rise together. 6. Your rise is already written. While they fall, your star is quietly and powerfully rising. Not through chaos or struggle, but through spiritual alignment, inner growth, and divine timing. This rise isn't accidental. It's the natural unfolding of a path that was always meant for you. They tried to steal what was rightfully yours, your inheritance, your gifts, your light. But what they didn't know is that what is ordained by the divine can never be taken away. You are a chosen one, and your story was written in the stars long before any opposition came your way. As others stumble under the weight of their deception and greed, you are stepping into everything they tried to block, not by force, but by frequency. Your breakthrough is not a result of luck. It's the harvest of the inner work you've done when no one was watching. While others sought power through manipulation, you cultivated power through stillness, faith, and authenticity. Now, as they lose what was never truly theirs, you are gaining everything that was meant for you. The doors that once refused to open are now unlocking effortlessly. Opportunities that once felt out of reach are now finding their way to you, as if drawn by your very essence. Because when you align your energy with your purpose, the universe responds in kind. As Einstein wisely said, everything is energy. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. You, my friend, have matched that frequency, and now the blessings are flowing. The very people who doubted you, disrespected you, and dismissed your journey, they are now witnessing your rise with disbelief. You were underestimated because they couldn't see the spiritual armor you carried. They didn't understand that divine timing doesn't shout. It whispers, it prepares, and then it reveals. And now, you are being revealed. Not just as someone who made it through, but as someone who was chosen to lead, to inspire, to break generational patterns. Your light is no longer dimmed. It is undeniable. You are not who you were. You've been transformed, elevated, and awakened to your truth. And what about those who tried to sabotage you? They are now facing a spiritual reckoning, because this wasn't just betrayal, it was spiritual theft. They touched what was sacred, and now they're learning the hard way that the universe does not allow that kind of energy to go unchecked. Karma isn't punishment, it's a mirror, and everything they sent out is returning to them, magnified. While they deal with the fallout, you are walking in peace, clarity, and purpose. You are not seeking revenge. Your glow is your response. Your elevation is your answer. If this message spoke to your soul, leave a comment of faith. My rise is already written. I trust divine timing and align with my highest path. 7. It's about destiny, not just wealth. There comes a point in everyone's life when the noise of the world quiets down and something sacred begins to stir within. It's not ambition. It's not fear. It's a deep understanding and an unshakable sense that you were born to do more. If you're reading this, it's no accident. It's because your spirit recognizes the truth. You are not ordinary. You are chosen. And with that calling comes both divine grace and spiritual warfare. This isn't just about money, status, or comfort. It's about a divine calling, a divine mission designed for your soul long before you took your first breath. You were born to bring light to dark places, to bring wisdom where chaos reigns, to awaken transformation in others simply by being who you were created to be. That is why your path is so heavy. That is why the battles are so relentless. You are not punished, you are prepared. Every betrayal, every loss, every delay was not accidental. It was against your purpose. There were people who tried to take what was yours. They stole your ideas. They took advantage of your kindness. They tried to rob you of your birthright. But what they failed to realize is this: what is given by God cannot be stolen. It can be delayed. It can be hidden, but it cannot be destroyed. Because what is sacred is protected by higher laws that no human ego can overcome. And now, those people are losing everything. Not because you wanted to harm them, not because you fought back with bitterness, but because they touched what was sacred. They have reached for what was not theirs, what they were never meant to have. And when you try to hold on to what is not yours by divine right, it slips through your fingers like sand. That is what is happening now. The universe is adjusting the balance. Justice, not vengeance, is being served. While they fall, you will rise, not with noise or pride, but with grace. Your season of restoration has begun, and it is not a quiet one. Heaven has not only returned what was once yours, it has multiplied it. The peace you lost is returning more deeply. The ideas that were stolen are being reborn more powerfully. The grace that was blocked is now being released with care. This is not just a return, it is a divine revelation. Your rise is not just for you. It is a sign to the world, a sign that even in a world of deception and betrayal, spiritual truth triumphs, that what God commands, no one can undo, that the chosen may suffer, but they never fall, because their strength comes not from applause or approval, it comes from above. So stand tall. You have not lost your birthright. It has been protected. Every closed door is protection. Every delay is divine timing. What is happening now is no coincidence. It is your calling catching up with you. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them feel the weight of what they have fought for. Because you, the chosen, are rising not in spite of what they have done, but because of it. They tried to bury you, not knowing that you were a seed. And now, what is growing from that land is unstoppable. You are not forgotten. You are favored. And everything that was meant for you is on its way home. To affirm your divine purpose, declare your alignment. Comment below, "I accept my destiny," to honor your sacred path and inspire others to embrace what heaven has ordained for them. What's happening behind the scenes is far deeper than most people realize. The truth about the chosen ones and their stolen inheritance is only just beginning to unfold, and there's still so much more to uncover. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. And make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss any of our powerful upcoming videos. Until next time, stay awakened, stay protected, and keep walking in your divine purpose. Chosen ones, you are a living karma. People regret how they treated you. As the saying goes, what goes around comes around. Have you ever felt like people who once hurt or underestimated you are now facing the weight of their own actions? If you're chosen one, know this, you are a living karma. Your energy, your growth, your glow, it all speaks louder than any words ever could. In today's video on Spiritual Wisdom, we'll uncover the deeper spiritual truth behind why people regret the way they treated you and how your presence is their greatest lesson. Are you ready to embrace your divine power and let karma do its work? Drop a comment and let us know how your journey as a chosen one has unfolded. Don't forget to like, share, and spread the wisdom. Someone out there needs this message today. 1. Your silence is powerful. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when those who disrespected you, overlooked you, and tried to manipulate your spirit are forced to face the reality they were wrong. Your energy disrupts the illusions of those who thrive in deceit. They attempted to belittle you, twist your mind, and keep you bound in their chaos. But now, they watch in silence as you rise with grace. What they never understood is that your silence was never surrender. It was a quiet declaration of strength. Your calm departure wasn't giving up. It was stepping into divine alignment. Have you ever noticed how toxic individuals feed off your emotions? They poke at your wounds, twist your words, and provoke you just to spark a reaction. Their control comes not from their power, but from your attention. They entangle you in drama to keep you spinning in confusion. But what they didn't anticipate was your evolution. Your ability to remain composed, to respond with stillness instead of outrage, shakes the very ground they stand on. The moment you withdraw your emotional energy, their grip dissolves. They panic, not because you fought back, but because you didn't. There's sacred wisdom in choosing not to respond. While many believe loud voices win battles, silence often reveals more truth than any argument ever could. It exposes manipulation without confrontation. Your silence becomes a reflection of their chaos, a mirror showing them everything they tried to hide. And that mirror is unbearable to face. They crave a reaction, a sign that they still hold sway. But when you offer stillness, you reclaim your power. As the saying goes, never argue with a fool, or you become one. Rising in silence means you no longer play their game. You leave them to wrestle with their own shadows. Walking away isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It shifts the balance, removes their access to your spirit, and forces them to sit in the void they created. Those who tried to control or diminish you will eventually come to terms with the consequences of their actions. Without your presence, they're left to face their own emptiness. And for many, the realization comes too late. They underestimated the value of your energy, your heart, and your light. And here's a divine truth. You are their karma, not by seeking revenge, but by thriving. Your healing, your success, your unshakable peace, all shine as proof that their efforts failed. The chosen ones are not here to fight battles. They're here to rise, to awaken, to transcend. The most powerful response is not retaliation, it's transformation. So keep walking your sacred path. Your silence holds power. Your energy is gold. And your absence echoes loudly in the places where you once stood. Let them feel the loss. Let them sit in the silence they never expected. You, beloved soul, are already far ahead, guided, protected, and aligned with something greater. Stay connected with our channel, where we dive deep into the wisdom of energy, spiritual growth, and personal mastery. Remember, your peace is untouchable. Choose silence. Walk away. And let the light within you speak louder than any words ever could. 2. You trigger change in people. There's something about your presence that shakes people, not because you try to, but because your very existence brings light to the things they've tried to keep hidden. Your spirit carries a frequency that penetrates masks and exposes the truth. For those who have spent their lives avoiding self-reflection, being around you can feel unsettling. Your energy is felt before it is understood. People might not be able to explain it, but something within them reacts when you're near. That reaction? It's spiritual recognition. You reflect back what's real. You reveal what's beneath the surface, both the beauty and the pain. You are not just a person. You are a mirror of the soul. This is why people sometimes distance themselves from you or treat you with hostility. It's not that you've done anything wrong. It's that your energy stirs something within them they're not ready to face. Their fears, their hidden wounds, their unhealed traumas, they all rise in your presence. And instead of healing, many choose to deflect. They project their discomfort onto you, making you the target of their unresolved pain. As the saying goes, truth doesn't always comfort, it confronts. And your truth, your light, is a force they can't ignore. When others mistreat you, it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of what they cannot confront in themselves. In the moment, they might ridicule you, betray you, or underestimate you. But the truth has a way of resurfacing. And when it does, so does the weight of their actions. Because the universe always restores balance. What is sent out must return. This is the spiritual law of energy. Those who tried to dim your light will one day feel the void of it. They will reflect on the moments they dismissed you, dishonored your spirit, and took your goodness for granted. But by then, you will have already ascended. You will have grown in silence, healed in private, and evolved into the highest version of yourself. Their opinions, their actions, their regret won't matter anymore. You'll be living in a realm they can no longer reach. There's no need to retaliate, no need to explain. Your evolution is the only answer needed. Your success, your joy, your inner peace, that's the karma. You are the shift. Your existence alone is a divine ripple that realigns everything around you. Those who hurt you will eventually come to understand the pain they caused, not because you forced them to see it, but because the universe has a way of teaching lessons through experience. They will face the emotions they once triggered in you, and they will remember. But that reflection is theirs to carry, not yours. The most empowering truth is this: you are not responsible for their awakening. Your path is to keep rising, to stay aligned with your divine calling, to radiate your light regardless of who tries to dim it. Because the universe moves in harmony with your spirit, even when the world doesn't recognize your worth. So never apologize for who you are. Don't water yourself down for the comfort of others. Keep expanding. Keep glowing. Keep being the spiritual reminder that transformation is possible and that light always wins in the end. And if this message resonates with your soul, declare it boldly in the comments. My presence brings clarity. I honor my divine energy and rise above all illusions. 3. You disrupt illusions. As a chosen one, your presence alone carries a force that unsettles those who hide behind masks of deception. You naturally expose lies, false identities, and hidden agendas, not because you actively seek to, but because your very essence is a reflection of truth. This makes many uncomfortable, especially those who resist change. Instead of acknowledging their own flaws, they turn against you, seeing you as the source of their discomfort rather than the mirror revealing their own shadows. For some, you are a living karma, not because you wish harm upon anyone, but because your spiritual awakening serves as a reminder of the integrity they lack. When you walk into a room, your energy speaks louder than words, making it impossible for people to keep up their facades. Your authenticity exposes their insincerity, and instead of taking accountability, they lash out, criticize, or attempt to diminish your light. They blame you, but the real issue is their own resistance to transformation. Deep down, they recognize that your presence is urging them to evolve, yet change is a battle they are not ready to fight. Many have underestimated you. They mistook your kindness for weakness, your silence for ignorance. Some took advantage of your generosity, only to realize too late that your absence leaves a void that cannot be filled. Now, regret seeps into their hearts as they remember the way they treated you. They recall the moments when they dismissed you, rejected your wisdom, or tried to tear you down, only to find themselves stuck in the very cycles they once ridiculed you for breaking free from. You moved on, elevated yourself, and found peace, while they remained trapped in their own illusions. What they failed to understand is that your journey was never about seeking revenge or proving your worth to them. You never needed their validation. Your path has always been about personal and spiritual evolution. Every rejection, every betrayal, and every moment of isolation was a divine test, one that shaped you into the resilient, enlightened being you are today. You were meant to walk through the fire, not to be consumed by it, but to emerge stronger, purified, and unshakable. Let this be a lesson for you. Never dim your light to make others comfortable. The right people will see your truth and embrace it, while the wrong ones will resist and reveal their true nature in the process. You are not here to please everyone. You are here to awaken, to heal, and to inspire. When people regret how they treated you, it is not your responsibility to fix their guilt. That is their burden to carry, their lesson to learn. Your spiritual awakening is not just about seeing the truth. It is about embodying it. It is about walking in alignment with your higher purpose, regardless of who supports you or who resents you for it. Keep shining. Keep growing. The world may not always understand your light, but those who are meant to will be drawn to it. Your presence alone is a catalyst for transformation. Let those who can't handle it fall away, for they were never meant to walk this path with you. If you're ready to break free from illusions and embrace the truth, don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's awaken together. 4. Chosen ones are living karma. There comes a time in every chosen one's journey when you realize you were never just another person in people's lives. You were the catalyst. You were the reflection of their intentions, the consequence of their actions. Some people crossed paths with you and experienced blessings beyond measure, while others found themselves facing the weight of their own deception. Whether they admit it or not, your presence disrupted the illusion they carefully crafted. And now, as you rise in your spiritual power, many regret how they treated you. You were never meant to blend in because you are divine energy walking among those still asleep. When people mistreated you, betrayed you, or underestimated you, they unknowingly signed their own karmic contract. The way they treated you was never about you. It was a direct reflection of their own heart, their own unresolved wounds, and their own spiritual alignment. Some people thought they could use you, manipulate you, or discard you without consequences. But you are not just a person. You are a force of truth. Those who wronged you eventually come to realize that their actions carried weight. And now, they sit in silence, replaying memories, feeling the regret of what they lost. One of the most powerful aspects of being a chosen one is that your energy is pure, and purity cannot coexist with deception. When you step into someone's life, you bring a light so bright that it reveals every shadow they tried to hide. This is why some people feel uncomfortable around you. They are not reacting to you. They are reacting to the truth you expose within them. Some people, upon being exposed, take it as an opportunity to grow. They reflect, they transform, and they become better. But others, they resist. They hold on to their lies, thinking they can escape the reckoning. Yet, karma is patient, and the longer they resist, the harder the lesson becomes. Every soul that enters your life makes a choice: to align with truth or to be consumed by their own falsehoods. Those who chose truth, who honored and respected you, found their lives expanding. They received blessings, clarity, and spiritual growth because your presence elevated them. But those who operated in deceit, manipulation, and jealousy found themselves losing everything they tried to control. Not because you wished harm upon them, but because they built their lives on lies, and the moment they mistreated someone with divine energy, their foundation began to crumble. It may not always be visible to you, but rest assured, the regret, is there. The ones who mistreated you now see your growth. They see your elevation. They hear about your success. And deep inside, they know that they were part of your past, but they will never be part of your future. Some will try to come back, hoping to fix what they broke. Others will watch from a distance, unable to face you, knowing they burned the bridge beyond repair. Their karma is not your burden. Your only duty is to continue rising, to continue embracing your spiritual wisdom, and to continue shining your divine light. Comment below, "I am a mirror of truth," if you embrace your power to reveal and transform. Let your presence be the force that awakens those around you. 5. You are a reflection and a test. There comes a moment in life when you realize that you were never just another person passing through. You were a mirror reflecting the truth. You didn't have to do anything special. Simply being yourself was enough to reveal the true nature of those around you. Some embraced your light and grew stronger in your presence, while others, confronted by their own shadows, chose to push you away. The way people treated you was never about you. It was a reflection of them. And for those who wronged you, the weight of their actions is something they can never escape. You are a living karma. Your energy is powerful, and whether you realize it or not, it acts like a spiritual mirror. The way someone responds to you reveals exactly who they are on the inside. Some people feel inspired, uplifted, and encouraged in your presence because they recognize the purity of your spirit. Your light reminds them of what they too can become. But then, there are those who feel exposed. These individuals are not ready to face the truth about themselves, and rather than changing, they lash out at the source of their discomfort, you. They mistreat you, reject you, or even betray you, not because of who you are, but because of who they are. Your presence forces them to confront the lies they've been telling themselves, and for many, that is too much to bear. There's a reason why some people feel at peace when they're with you, while others seem to be filled with resentment. Those who are aligned with truth and growth will cherish you. They see your presence as a blessing, a guiding force that helps them become better. They admire your wisdom, your resilience, and your ability to rise above negativity. But those who are dishonest, manipulative, or driven by selfish desires will feel threatened. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's that your energy disrupts their illusions. Your very existence reminds them of their own shortcomings, and rather than addressing them, they project their discomfort onto you. It's important to remember that their reactions are not a reflection of your worth. You do not need to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Let them deal with their own inner turmoil. If someone mistreats you, betrays you, or disrespects you, understand that their actions come from a place of deep insecurity. The universe operates on a divine balance, and no action goes unnoticed. When people mistreat you, they are not just hurting you, they are setting themselves up for consequences. You don't need to seek revenge or prove a point. The law of karma is always in motion, and those who wrong you will eventually face the results of their choices. Many times, people don't realize the value of what they had until it's gone. When they lose your presence, they feel the emptiness that follows. The same ones who belittled you will later regret their actions, not because you wish harm upon them, but because they will experience the effects of their own energy. Life has a way of bringing everything full circle. Chosen ones, understand this. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out, to be a beacon of truth and light. Your spiritual journey may be filled with challenges, but it is also filled with divine protection. You don't have to fight battles that the universe has already taken care of. Your role is to keep shining, keep moving forward, and trust that everything is unfolding as it should. So, if you ever feel isolated, misunderstood, or unappreciated, remember this truth. Your presence alone is powerful. Those who are meant to walk with you will find you, and those who cannot handle your light will remove themselves. You are a living karma, a reflection of truth, and a reminder that no one escapes the energy they put into the world. Keep being you. The universe is on your side. If this message resonates with you, comment below, "I am a mirror," to embrace your true reflection and attract clarity into your life. 6. You are both a blessing and a warning. You help those who are ready to grow, but you also challenge those who resist change. Your presence is like a mirror, revealing both light and darkness in others. Some embrace this reflection and evolve, while others react with jealousy, resentment, or even betrayal. But here's the truth: no one encounters you and remains the same. The people who wronged you, whether they lied, betrayed, or abandoned you, now face the consequences of their actions. At the time, they might have dismissed you, thinking they could hurt you without repercussions. But life has a way of restoring balance, and now they are realizing that losing you was not just a mistake, it was a spiritual lesson. You were placed in their lives as a test, and they failed. Now, they struggle with regrets, haunted by the realization that they mistreated someone truly special. Even those who pretend to be indifferent cannot escape the weight of your presence in their hearts and minds. No matter how much they try to suppress it, they still think about you. You were never just another person to them. You were an awakening, a disruption to their comfort zone, a reminder of what they could have had if they had chosen to grow instead of resist. They replay past conversations, relive moments when they could have acted differently, and wish they could turn back time. But the universe does not grant second chances so easily, especially when someone takes a divine presence like yours for granted. The pain they inflicted on you was meant to break you, but instead, it became the catalyst for your transformation. You rose above it, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your divine purpose. You no longer seek validation from those who failed to see your worth. Instead, you walk your path with confidence, knowing that you were never the problem their inability to handle your light was. And as they watch you thrive, they begin to understand the depth of their mistake. Their regret is not just about losing you, it's about realizing that they were given a rare opportunity to evolve, and they let it slip away. You are not here to be mistreated or undervalued. You are a force of spiritual awakening, meant to elevate those who are ready and expose those who are not. When people betray or reject you, understand that their actions are a reflection of their own limitations, not your worth. Trust that karma is at work, not out of revenge, but as a way to restore balance. You are not here to chase love, respect, or recognition. You are here to embody your truth. And in doing so, you naturally attract the right people while leaving behind those who were never meant to walk this path with you. Stay strong, chosen ones, because your journey is not just about you, it is about awakening the world. Have you ever experienced a moment when those who wronged you finally faced the consequences of their actions? If so, share your story in the comments below so others can learn from your journey. If not, comment, "I trust the process," to affirm your faith in divine justice and personal growth. Let's embrace this transformation together. 7. Your energy is unstoppable. There is something undeniable about your presence. It carries a frequency that cannot be manipulated or subdued. People have tried some with subtle manipulation, others with direct attacks, but nothing could diminish the essence of who you are. This is because your strength is not external. It is spiritual. It is something no human hand can take away. Many may have underestimated you, assuming they had control over your destiny. They mistook your humility for weakness and your kindness for naivety. But in truth, you were always aware. You saw their intentions, you felt the energy shifts, and you recognized the betrayals before they even unfolded. Yet, you chose to rise above it all because your path was never about proving them wrong. It was about proving yourself right. Now, as you step into your power, those same individuals watch in disbelief. The very ones who sought to diminish your light now stand in the shadows, unable to ignore the radiance of your success. This is the nature of spiritual energy. It cannot be contained. It expands, it elevates, and it transforms everything in its path. And you, the chosen one, are a force of transformation. Every hardship made you stronger, preparing you for your purpose. There was never a moment of suffering that went to waste. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night you endured, and every moment of isolation was a necessary chapter in your journey. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. Life was never meant to be easy for you. The path of a chosen one is filled with trials, not because you are doomed to struggle, but because you are destined to lead. The weight of your purpose required the strength of endurance. This is why you faced betrayal to learn discernment. This is why you experienced loss to understand resilience. This is why you walked alone to cultivate unshakable faith in yourself and the divine plan that guides you. Now, looking back, you can see the pattern. The very obstacles that once seemed insurmountable were the stepping stones to your awakening. You no longer see them as burdens, but as blessings. And those who once mocked your struggles now stand in awe of your triumph. What was once their entertainment has become their regret, as they realize that you were never the victim. They were simply blind to your greatness. The world has conditioned people to stay small, to conform, to seek safety in the ordinary. But you, the chosen one, were never meant to live within those limits. The very essence of your being rebels against mediocrity. You are here to shift realities, to break generational cycles, and to awaken those who are still trapped in illusion. Your presence alone disrupts the status quo. You inspire, you challenge, and you reveal truths that many are not ready to face. This is why your journey was so difficult, because the energy you carry is powerful enough to create ripples in the very fabric of existence. And now, as you rise, those who doubted you can no longer deny the truth. The same people who dismissed your vision are now desperate to understand how you transformed your life. They are witnessing the divine justice unfold before their eyes, realizing too late that their mistreatment of you was never unnoticed by the universe. You are living proof that spiritual power transcends all limitations. You have become the karma they never saw coming, the reminder that every action, every intention, and every word carries weight. And while they struggle with their regrets, you continue forward, untouched, unstoppable, and fully aligned with your divine purpose. Chosen one, stand tall in your truth. The world has yet to see the full magnitude of your power, but they will. And when they do, they will know they never had the power to break you. You were always destined to rise. If this message has awakened something deep within you, affirm your power in the comments. I am unstoppable. Every challenge has made me stronger. I am here to transform reality. 8. People regret mistreating you. Have you ever noticed how the people who wronged you seem to experience chaos after you walk away? How they secretly watch you, almost as if haunted by your absence. This isn't a coincidence. It's not about love or hate. It's about something much deeper. It's about the fear of what you represent. You see, as a chosen one, you are a force of spiritual energy. Your presence in people's lives is like a mirror, reflecting their true nature back at them. Some people are not ready to see that reflection. They resist growth, reject accountability, and take your kindness for granted. But the moment you step away, their world begins to shift. You carry a divine light within you. This light illuminates not just your own path, but also the darkness in others. When people betray, deceive, or mistreat you, they are not just hurting you. They are rejecting the spiritual energy you bring into their lives. And the universe always responds. The philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." But what happens when people decide to act out of jealousy, manipulation, or deceit? They align themselves with negative energy, and that energy eventually returns to them. This is karma in action. When you leave someone's life, you take your spiritual presence with you. The balance shifts. The peace, the healing, the wisdom you provided, it's gone. And suddenly, they begin to feel the weight of their own actions. At first, they may not acknowledge it, but over time, they start to realize that their life was better when you were in it. They see opportunities slipping away, relationships falling apart, and their own struggles intensifying. And that's when the regret sets in. They start to watch you from a distance, hoping to see if you've fallen, only to realize that you are thriving. Your success becomes their silent punishment, not because you wish them harm, but because the universe has a way of restoring balance. As the Bible says in Galatians 6:7, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. A man reaps what he sows." Chosen ones, do not waste time looking back. You are not responsible for the lessons others need to learn. Your journey is about growth, about elevating to new heights. Every time you elevate, you step into a new frequency, one that those who mistreated you cannot access unless they choose to heal. And healing requires humility, accountability, and self-awareness, something not everyone is ready for. So let them watch. Let them wonder. But never let their regret hold you back. You are destined for greatness, and no amount of past betrayal can stop the divine plan that is unfolding in your life. Are you ready to step into your power and let the universe handle the rest? If so, comment below, "I rise above," to affirm your strength and embrace your journey forward. 9. You were sent to stand out, not fit in. The universe does not hide the chosen ones in the background. You are meant to stand out, not by force, but by the sheer presence of your energy. You carry a divine essence that shifts the atmosphere, making people around you feel something deep within themselves, whether they acknowledge it or not. Your existence is a mirror, reflecting back to others their own truths, and for many, this can be uncomfortable. Some will admire you, feel inspired, and begin their own journey of self-discovery. Others will resent you because your light exposes the shadows they are not ready to confront. This is why, as a chosen one, you often experience resistance, betrayal, or even hostility from those who once claimed to care about you. Your energy is powerful, not because you seek attention, but because your soul vibrates at a frequency that naturally demands transformation. People cannot remain stagnant in your presence. You either inspire growth in them, or they reveal their true nature, the one they try to hide from the world. This is why you may have encountered relationships where you were taken for granted, disrespected, or even cast aside. Those who mistreated you may not have realized it at the time, but they were given a rare opportunity to stand beside someone who carried divine wisdom, spiritual awakening, and an unshakable inner strength. And now, as you rise, they are left with the weight of their own choices, regretting how they treated you. The beauty of your journey is that you do not seek revenge. Your very existence is karma in motion. You do not have to do anything to make people regret losing you. The universe handles that. The lessons you brought into their lives will echo long after you have walked away. Some will come to understand that they had the privilege of knowing someone truly rare, someone whose energy was a gift. They may wish they had valued you more, but by the time they realize it, you will have already moved forward, evolving, elevating, and stepping fully into your purpose. Being a chosen one means embracing the solitude that sometimes comes with your path. It means understanding that not everyone is meant to walk beside you, and those who leave were simply not ready for the transformation you naturally bring. But do not dim your light to make others comfortable. Your purpose is to awaken, to heal, and to inspire. The universe has placed you exactly where you need to be. Let those who are meant to grow with you stay, and let those who resist their own evolution drift away. In the end, you will see that everything happened exactly as it was meant to. Stay strong, embrace your power, and trust that your journey is unfolding with divine perfection. If this message resonated with you, let me know by commenting, "I am chosen," below. Your presence is powerful. Let's embrace it together. 10. Solitude was part of your journey. At times, solitude felt unbearable. You wondered why relationships crumbled, why people you trusted turned their backs on you, and why you always seemed to walk a lonely road. But let me tell you something. That solitude was never a curse. It was your greatest blessing. The universe was refining you, sharpening your wisdom, intuition, and inner power. It's in the quiet moments that you develop the clarity to see through deception, the strength to rise above betrayal, and the resilience to walk your path alone. Spiritual growth often requires separation from distractions. As Rumi once said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." The pain you endured wasn't in vain. It was shaping you into something greater. Once upon a time, they dismissed you, underestimated you, or even ridiculed you. But now, they regret it. The very people who took you for granted are watching as you elevate. Your energy has transformed, and they can feel it. There is something different about you, an undeniable spiritual presence, an aura of wisdom that demands respect. This is what happens when you are divinely set apart. Those who mistreated you now find themselves in regret because they lost access to your presence. You were never just anybody. You were their blessing. But they couldn't see it then. As the saying goes, some people don't realize what they have until it's gone. Now, as they watch you evolve, they remember every unkind word, every betrayal, and every moment they took you for granted. That regret is the karma they created for themselves. You didn't seek revenge, you simply grew. And that is your power. You don't need to get even with those who wronged you. The universe already took care of that. Your very existence, your growth, your rising success, it all speaks louder than any revenge ever could. The best response to betrayal is transformation. When people see you thriving after they tried to break you, they realize the truth. You were never the problem. You were the blessing, and they let you go. That regret lingers, not because you wished harm upon them, but because their own actions returned to them. That's the law of energy, the spiritual principle that what you put out into the world eventually comes back. You are no longer the person they once knew. You have elevated. You have healed. You have embraced your spiritual power. The universe always had a plan for you, and that plan was never small. You were called for something greater, something beyond the comprehension of those who doubted you. So, don't dwell on the past. Don't look back at the ones who failed to see your worth. Instead, step into your destiny with confidence. Walk in your purpose. Trust in divine timing. The universe has always been on your side, preparing you for a future beyond your imagination. And when those who once wronged you watch from the sidelines, they will finally understand. You were never just another person in their life. You were the lesson they had to learn. If this message resonates with you, comment, "I am grateful for my transformation," to affirm your journey. Your solitude was never abandonment, it was preparation. No one truly knows what life has in store for the chosen ones. But one thing is certain, your presence carries the power of living karma. Those who once underestimated you are now witnessing your rise, and the energy you embody speaks louder than any words ever could. Thank you for watching this video. If you felt the message resonate, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Spiritual Wisdom. And be sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos filled with insight, truth, and divine awakening. Until next time, stay aligned, stay powerful, and never forget who you are.